Okay, as you can see, stopping that recording has helped my toolbar, my PRS toolbar, my response toolbar to render. And so what I've done is I went ahead and turned on my clickers, turned on the PRS, and you can see that right now it's class name little, and the channel again is D. And so rather than waiting for them to scan, I'm going to go ahead and choose D on my pad. And it's going to ask me to enter student ID. Now this is going to happen every time your students log into your class, because remember we set it as closed loaner. So rather than them having to find their exact pad that they need, if they can pick up any pad, but they just need to know what ID to enter. And again, this can be a number that they enter at the cafeteria, or it can be a number that is assigned to their class. Well, Ben Affleck is sitting in my class, and he's pad number 1, so he enters 1, and then hits the green enter button, and it joins and says that it's ready. I don't remember who number 2 is, but they hit their ID button, hit enter, and they join the class as well. Now you can see over here that 2 folks have joined our class. This shows me the number of people that have joined the class. This needs to be the number of students that are in your class, and if it's not, you need to remind your students to actually go ahead and join the class. Now you'll notice all kinds of buttons up and down here. I'm not going to go over all of them. I just want to teach you a couple. This one right here is kind of important because that actually starts the question. So when I hit it, you'll notice the timer begins right here, and it also brings up this number here, which is 0. Now what I'm going to do is Ben thinks it's A, and he hits enter. And number 2, she thinks it's C, and she hits enter. And so you can see that the number of students who have answered increases to 2. Now this number should match this number. Now you'll notice that when it hits to 10, it begins this on-screen countdown to really draw the attention of the students, saying, hey, you're running out of time. And when it finishes, it's going to pop up a graph for us showing us the histogram of responses in our class. You can see we had 1 with A and 1 with C. In the report section, it is actually recorded which student answered what, so you can go back and you can check that data out later. Here in a second, I'm going to show you where some tutorials are online, so you can learn more about how to do that. So I'm going to close this. Now you'll notice that it's set up to be participation, multiple choice, letters, 4 choices, 5 chances. If I want to change any of that, all I have to do is hit this button right here, and it brings me back to my impromptu options. Now we're going to do a numeric answer, and you can see here that there are now no choices available, but I still give them chances. And then if there's a single number, and we're going to say the answer is, oh, it's blocked so they can't see it, and so now I click OK, and I can verbally ask the students, class, what is 12 times 12? I hit start, and now number 2 can send in her answer, and Ben can give his answer a shot as well. And again, you can see that the number here increases as each student answers. I stopped the question early because everybody's in, and you can see now that everybody answered 144. Again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on what these toolbars do because in the other tutorials you can take a look. I'm going to close that, and again, you'll notice that it automatically moves up to question number 3 and keeps everything the same. So that if I hit this again, it's going to ask another numeric question, but it'll save it as question 3. I'm going to go ahead and close out our session. It's going to say, hey, you do know that all clickers will be disconnected. Yeah, that's no problem. So I'll choose that, and it brings me back to my entry point. So again, these are the steps that we went through to get started. We downloaded the latest response software. We configured the clickers as closed loaners. We created our classes, populated them either by manually entering every student or importing rosters, and then we just know that when the students connect to the class, they're going to have to enter in their student ID, again, whether it's their cafeteria ID or whether it's a number that you've just given them for their class. Now if you're interested in learning more, then you can go to einstruction.com, and again, notice in the quick links box, this yellow box over to the right, there is a training tab, a training link. Well, I'm going to choose that, and it brings me over here, and you'll notice that right here there's a resources and videos box. I choose that, and now it shows me pretty much every product that e-instruction makes. What we're using is response, and we're using response 6. And so if I choose that, you can see that it brings me to 6 modules that allow me to learn more about how to use this program. Again, we've gone over kind of the way that we set these response systems up in a K-12 environment. They're focused more on a college environment, but you can learn a lot about how to use this system by checking out these modules. Again, my name's Kevin Little, and if you run into any problems, you can email me at KEVINL@ONLTECH, and that's for online technologies, ONLTECH.com. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and I hope it's been a help.